Okay, who would like to give out the leaves? Everyone gets a leaf. Okay. Everyone gets a leaf. Thank you.
It smells very strong. Oh, yummy. Oh, yummy.
Thank you. Now, when the inside, look at what just came out now is here we have the romaine lettuce and how to check it. Okay. Now, everyone look at their leaf and try to see if they find any bugs on it. Okay.
I don't see any food as well. Oh, let's see.
Now, when they're camouflaged, they're either green or they're light yellow. So they are camouflaged. Okay, I'm taking water. Now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to make now the water slippery. I'm going to be using salt. You don't have to add that much here, but I'm just doing it to make it real slippery. Might as well empty out the whole thing. Okay. No. So everyone checked their leaf. Did anyone find anything? You found something?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you pass it around so everyone could see it? Anyone who found something, please share it with others and show them what they found.
You can put there. You can put one down. Yeah.
Just what you were saying. See under the light, you see it's a little.
No, under the light, you could put it on top of here. And,
Oh, wow.
This is
It's special for bug checking?
this is the bug checking. Yes, it is.
Oh, I want that. Where can I get this?
Here we are. This is the bug checking. You put it on top, and now you can see very well.
Yeah, you see the little legs?
There it is.
Oh, yes, I
It's just-
do.
Okay.
Wow.
Those are what it's. Show where it is.
But if you look closely, you'll see its little like legs over there.
Oh, look.
Now, I actually have a
Wow,
microscope.
that's
I
crazy.
have a microscope.
Why
to
didn't
see
they
it
do
bigger,
That
but-
is like a
Do you
whole
have a
mess.
microscope?
That's a little mess over there.
Okay, that's
Yes.
pretty. You don't need
but I don't want to make adjustments now, it's gonna take too long, but anyway.
Wow, no,
So
what,
we're
what
able
is
to,
that? It's a microscope.
It's a microscope, then, so, but it doesn't have the
Wow.
light, the light is, need batteries. Okay, so what we're going to do is, everyone saw it?
Yeah.
There's a bug?
That's
It's
a
a
bug.
bug.
Where?
This thing, but if you look under the light, you see its little legs.
Yuck.
Okay, okay, so now what we do, everyone please collect all the, collect all the leaves and we'll put them into the, we should collect the leaves. Everyone bring their leaves up and don't collect the leaves and put them in and push them around a little. Okay.
Can I put them in the water?
You got everything in the water. We'll put them all in and we'll just push them around.
No, the drawers aren't.
We'll go very- we're gonna let them soak here. Any tissues here?
There's a tissue box in there.
Shabbat.
I'm not sure if there's a- It's empty.
Empty, okay.
Let's see the other thing.
Okay, now, so we could use the romaine lettuce, and then we also have this is maror or horseradish, yes. So, it doesn't have to be, full of, but they can see it was just taken out of the ground, and here it is in its original form. They once brought to the Rebbitzin, the Rebbe's wife, they brought her a sack of potatoes, and it was filled with earth, because they took it straight from the farm, straight to the, she said, what is this, I didn't have to, you didn't have to bring me potatoes with earth, but anyway, so this is, so we're going to do the grading before Dantif. So then we could use a grater according to Alter Rebbe. We do not use a grater for maror, for the horseradish, because it's done in a larger quantity. So therefore, if you didn't do it on Friday, you would have to, after Shabbos is over, you would take a knife, cut it into little, chop it up in little pieces without the grater. If you do it on Friday, you could use the grater, no issue. Now, when we have the maror, the amount that we're going to tell you is approximately an ounce. So you can have a combination of the two. Doesn't have to be each one individually. Combined with the leaf and the maror would give us an ounce. And since it is rabbinic, we could take the smaller amount. So an ounce we are counting as 28 grams, and the smaller amount would be 19 grams. So what it looks like over here, they tell you the maror. They'll tell you that two leaves would equal an ounce. So if you're having the two leaves itself, it would be this size leaf. Now, again, if you're having the leaf, that's lighter. If you're just using the stalks, that's going to be heavier, depending on what you're using. Let's see if this is resisting anything. Okay. So we'll let the leaves soak, and then we're going to check to see if we can see any things floating around. We have the matzah. What I brought the scale is to see the amount of matzah that is because is an ounce. So these matzahs were taken from the matzah bakery. They were the rejects. So I asked the rejects. They gave me these. So I have rejects. Let's see if the scale works. And test this. I don't think it's very reliable. Five. So, so we're going to be eating matzah 3 times. One is the Torah obligation. It's the first time we eat. When we make the bracha al achilas matzah, we have the 3 matzahs that are in the Seder plate. We have one matzah that was broken, number 3. So we're going to, when we make the hamaitzi, we lift up all 3 because we make the hamaitzi on lechem mishnah on 2 matzahs. That's where we're going to pick up the top matzah is going to be whole, the bottom matzah is going to be whole, and then we have the middle matzah. The middle matzah is going to be used for the bottom matzah is going to be used for our sandwich. The top and middle matzah are going to be used for our bracha hamaitzi and biblical commandment for the eating of the matzah. So when we have the biblical commandment, we take from the top matzah and from the middle matzah. Middle matzah was broken in the beginning of the Seder, and the smaller half is left on the Seder plate. The bigger half is left for afikomen. So once at the Tzemach Tzedek, the third Lubavitcher Rebbe, there was someone who broke his middle matzah, and he started to measure which one is bigger and which one is smaller. So he says, you don't measure by seeing who is smaller. That doesn't make you bigger. So the bigger matzah is put away for the afikomen. According to Kabbalah, you break the afikomen into 5 pieces, representing the 5 levels of the gvura, of severity. So we make the hamaitzi, we have all 3. We drop the bottom matzah, and then we say the second bracha, Asher Kedishanu b'mitzvah v'tzivanu al achilas matzah, to the mitzvah of the eating of the matzah. We have in mind that it's going to be what we're going to be eating now. Also, we're going to be having a sandwich. We also going to be having the afikomen. So we make the bracha Asher Kedishanu v'tzivanu al achilas matzah, the mitzvah of matzah. So it's going to be for the matzah that's eating the biblical matzah, the koref, the sandwich, and then the afikomen that is at the end of the meal. So that is what we have in mind when we say the second bracha. How big should the matzah be? So I thought I would be able to do so by scale, but I'm not very accurate. I don't think it's really acting this way. I don't know. You have to press it a certain way. Let me see if I get anything. I have to get a better scale for the class. Oh, now it's very stringy. This is 2.5 ounces. This is accurate now. It's about the same. This is close to 3 ounces. So let's see the next one. This is also, even though this is smaller than the others, it's very dense, and therefore this is more than 3 ounces. So let's see. Yes, this is. In God, they're very careful about the crumbs. I think you've learned about that in your other class about matzah shuyam, the brock, the one that is.
Yeah.
So So therefore, you'll see by many great places, if you haven't seen already, that they have the matzah bags, that they have everyone eats it inside the matzah bag. Yes, have you seen that? They have the big, I think it's a three-quart, they come with the big plastic bags from Glad. The freezer bags, they're very big. You put your matzah in and you could eat it inside, you'll not get crumbs. I would suggest the same should be when you're eating the chametz on Friday night and Shabbos. If you eat it in a matzah, in a chametz bag, you have it in a bag, and you will not have any crumbs anywhere. All the crumbs will go into the bag, and you will not be concerned about what's going to happen after you've eaten the challah, because it's all going to be inside the bag. So this doesn't, I didn't see it anywhere, but that's my suggestion. Okay, so let me break this. This is okay, this is 0.7. It's a piece of this, and this is 9. Okay, having a piece like this would fulfill the biblical commandment. This is have an ounce plus. So biblical commandment is to eat an ounce. If you're able to eat 2 ounces, that is what is suggested, because we're taking the top matzah and the middle matzah. So it's an ounce of each. So what's going to happen at the Seder, there's the one who is leading the Seder is going to take from the Seder plate and give everyone a little piece that's going to be supplemented with matzah that is not on the Seder table, but rather everyone will get the sufficient amount. So in our picture book, yeah, I have a matzah broken into 2. That would be, so here they give you the size. So a little bit, they tell you 2 of these would be the size. So here we have a little, this is a little extra. Okay, so this would be about 2 ounces. This is telling you, okay. So just the size for, just to tell you is, fits. Okay. So they tell you that this would also, this would be sufficient if you don't have, if you're going to just be eating 1 ounce, so this would be sufficient for 1 ounce. If you're having 2 ounces, this would be the 2 ounces. Now this was the Torah obligation. Then we have the sandwich that is done, like we say that in the times of the Beis Hamikdash, Hillel would make a sandwich. The Torah tells us, al matzos and leilim yachlu, you should eat a Passover sacrifice with the matzah and the maror together as a sandwich. So they would take the Passover sandwich, a slice of meat, at least an ounce, put that on the matzah, and then take the maror and then put it in. So what is actually done for korech, for the sandwich, we have the matzahs. We take the lettuce leaf, and we will add from the maror, put together, and we will dip the boror into the charoses, into the combination of the nuts and apples, and however the custom is to make the charoses. So in Chabad, we try not to make the matzahs wet. So we'll have the boror, the lettuce leaf. We will make it so that I guess only the part of the inside of the lettuce leaf will touch the charoses, and the outer part will still be dry. But we will have matzah that is not combined with any liquid. So this is a smaller amount since it is rabbinic. It doesn't have to be full 2 ounces. So it could be the smaller amount, which is 2/3 of an ounce, twice, make the sandwich. So basically, if you really are not able to eat too much, this size broken into 2 would be your sandwich. And the same would also be for afikomen. We have also the smaller size for afikomen is also acceptable, with 2/3 of an ounce. So we have optimally also it's 2. It's corresponding to the Passover sacrifice, that was an ounce, and the matzah that was an ounce, where they ate it together. So if you're able to eat the 2 pieces for afikomen, that's preferable. If not, 1 piece like this would be sufficient, depending on how much you ate and how big your appetite is, and how much you want to mitzvah. Okay. Now, any questions on this? So this is this vision. And so we're going to go through this paper. This is special for this year when Erev Shabbos is on a Shabbos, Erev Pesach is on a Shabbos. So we have different arrangement that we make for this year. So any of the vessels that have to be kosher should be done on Friday. May be done. It's advisable to do it on Thursday. Now, whenever something is going to be kosher, is anyone going to be actually purging anything? Or so before you do something, you have to wait 24 hours not to use it beforehand. How would it apply to us? People who have fillings. People who have fillings should not eat any hot chametz 24 hours before the time that you're not allowed to eat chametz. So I would suggest that what would be chametz when we're having our meal that's hot? It shouldn't be hot. It could be warm. So I would suggest that, I guess I'm assuming now that the foods that are served on Shabbos will be kosher Pesach. Everyone will be cooking already. No one will be cooking chametz for the Shabbos meals. So therefore, I guess you could, at that point, have your Shabbos meal. So 24 hours before the time that you're not allowed to eat chametz, those who have fillings should refrain from eating the hot chametz. No pizzas on Friday, too late. Let's wait until it becomes cold. Okay. So this is likewise those who wear braces, retainers, or fillings should refrain from eating hot chametz 24 hours before the koshering. What one should do if one does have retainers, braces, or fillings, one should, before at the time when you stop eating chametz, you still have an hour. During the time, you should rinse your mouth with hot water. We don't want you to burn yourself. That's going to be the purging of the whatever the absorbed taste in the fillings, if they do absorb. So depending on, so it's the braces, the retainers, and the fillings. Those who fast, it's on Thursday, not on Friday. The searching of the chametz is done Thursday evening, the 12th of Nissan, instead of the 13th. And we do say the kol chamira, that on any, so Thursday night, we say any of the leavening that I have not found, I don't want. So we're giving up ownership only of that which was not found, the unknown. So that is done on Thursday nights. Does anyone here do any of the searching of the comments? Does that apply to anyone here that would be at home or school? So you'll be doing so. Okay, so you've gone through that with the other class, correct? Of the searching of the comments, all of this was done with the other classes. Okay. So I'm just reminding about you do say the kol chamira and say the language that you understand. So when you're nullifying, you say you don't want the ownership of any chametz that was not found. Say in the language that you understand, that you're not just reading a text, but actually mean what you're saying. The selling of the chametz should be done by Friday morning. Friday morning, we do say mizmar lesoda. Generally, we have after Baruch Shamar. Is everyone familiar with our davening? So after Baruch Shamar, there is a prayer called mizmar lesoda, a Thanksgiving prayer. Now, this corresponds to a sacrifice that was in the Beis Hamikdash, a carbon toda. If something special happened in one's life, one would bring a carbon toda, especially if one was traveled the desert, traveled the sea, was very ill and recuperated, was imprisoned and was liberated. So then a carbon toda was brought. With the carbon toda were also loaves of chametz as well. There was the matzah chametz, there was that which was not chametz, and there was also chametz. Now, since the carbon toda corresponds to that, so therefore, in a time when we cannot have chametz, we don't say it. So all of Chol HaMoed, all of the intermediary days, mizmar lesoda is omitted, because on Pesach, no carbon toda was brought. On a regular year, the Erev Pesach, the day before Pesach, was still, karbonos could be still chametz, but you couldn't eat it an entire day. So therefore, it was not brought. If you're going to limit the amount of time that you could eat the chametz, then you would not bring it. So normally, Erev Pesach, a carbon toda was not brought, and mizmar lesoda is omitted. However, this year, we could still eat chametz all of Friday, and Friday night as well. So mizmar lesoda is said this year, after Baruch Shamar on Friday morning, we do say mizmar lesoda. However, throughout the days of Chol HaMoed, it is omitted. The burning of the chametz is done as a normal year. The time that is the time of eating of was normally by 10:40. Should be done before 12:55. Normally, every year would be about 11:41. That would be the preferable time to burn the chametz. 11:41. You could burn it by chatzos 12:55 because it's Friday and it's not Erev Pesach. So the chametz that was found for the checking of the chametz will be burnt. Here in Crown Heights, in front of 770, they have a big burning of the chametz where people bring their chametz there, or else you have a private burning. For Shabbos, we need 3 challahs because we're going to have lechem mishnah. We're going to have 2 loaves when we make the hamaitzi. So 2 at night. 1 is eaten, 1 is left over, and then 2 for the day. The one that was left over is going to be used as the second one for the next day's hamaitzi. They do sell Erev Pesach. They sell the small challahs, and each one's 2 ounces. Usually they have the small challahs are about 4 ounces. This time they have the smaller challahs. That would be preferable to get the smaller challahs so you could finish them without having challahs to be concerned about. We don't eat any matzah on Erev Pesach. And that is also included that many have the custom, and this is also in Chabad, not to eat that which is on the Seder plate, essentially. So on on Shabbos, one will not have any maror, will not have any horseradish with their fish. You will only save it for the Seder night. You will also not, in your salad, not have any of the romaine lettuce leaves, because we will save that for the night. What else also is not eaten? Also, we do not have apples, apple sauce, because that's for the charosis. We also do not eat the nuts. That is also for charosis. So these three items are not eaten, and matzah. So these four items are not eaten on Friday afternoon. And also Shabbos, we do not eat this. We save it for the Seder night. The same will also apply on Monday by day, because we're having, it's first Seder is Saturday night, second Seder is Sunday night. Okay, so Sunday we will not have for our fish, we will not have the horseradish or the lettuce, and also applesauce and the nuts. After the Seder, the second Seder, then we have everything. So by the Seder night, we will not have the horseradish as a fish, as a side dish. We will not have this as part of our salad, and not the apples and the nuts. It's only for the Seder itself. However, that which is used for the dipping of the karpas, vegetables, all vegetables are fine. You can have the potatoes, you can have the eggs, you can have the chicken, since even though it's on the Seder plate, but that's not the biblical. You could use other items as well. So all vegetables, except for the maror, the lettuce leaves, you can have throughout the day, throughout your meals. It's only the lettuce leaves, the maror, and the apples and nuts. Okay. Okay, so for tomorrow, please bring your sidurim. We'll go over some of the things that are added. So what we're supposed to do now is swish them around. Okay. Everyone come to anyone who wants to examine the water. We do see a floating, some of this dirt. Actually, that's why I brought my microscope to actually, take it out and see what it is. Know that they're very, very feet. You see feet, you see eyes, you see a head. It's really, it's there. Yeah, but the bigger one is they are actually insects. But there's the very small one that we saw that was on the lettuce leaf. It got into the water. You see just a little line, but it doesn't have little feet to it. So they're real.
No, that's lettuce, but this one's swimming.
What I do with this, I rinse it again. I would empty out the water, put in fresh water, swish it around, and then check again to see what's there.
With like non-salty.
What? Without salt. Salt is only to make it slippery. You feel only they're very, very slippery. That's what the salt did. It's not to kill them, it's just to make it slippery. That's why they say to use the vegetable wash or liquid soap, just to make it slippery.
Vinegar will make it slippery too.
Okay, whatever makes it, whatever. But we wouldn't do that on the
On
night.
Pesach,
Basic night. So then we would empty out the water, put in fresh water. If you're able to put this under the sink, wash it off and put it again in and swash it around and check. Then they tell you that there is a mesh cloth that you pour the water through to see whatever is caught there. And sometimes you will see little things that you missed, but it will be caught in there. So if you see them, that means you have to rinse it again, then do it again. So I do have some cloth in my house, but I did not locate it. So.
And if you do this 3 times and you still see, you have to throw it away?
So that's the instructions that's here. That gives you also the kidneys list. So I think this is helpful.
There's still.